It's your favorite podcast. It's Vanguard from Yaad, The Reckoning with Reasoning, with your host, Legendary G.
Welcome again to another episode of Vanguard from Yaad, The Reckoning with Reasoning. So, today is August 17. Yep, the birth date of our first national hero, Sir Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And also, I would like to take the time out to say happy belated birthday to my brother, Yovan Grant, aka T-Banks. Yes. So, you don't know, Marcus Garvey is somebody I highly respect. And I would just like to pay some homage to him. What would have been his 135th birthday, August 17, 2022. So, according to the Jamaica Information Service, Jamaica's first national hero was born in St. Anne's Bay, St. Anne, on August 17, 1887. He was anointed with the Order of National Hero in 1969. In his youth, Garvey migrated to Kingston, where he worked as a printer and later published a small paper, The Watchman. During his career, Garvey traveled extensively throughout many countries, observing the poor working condition and living of black people. In 1914, he started the Universal Negro Improvement Association, UNIA, in Jamaica. The UNIA, which grew into an international organization, encouraged self-government for black people worldwide, self-help economic projects, and protest against racial discrimination. In 1916, Garvey went to the USA, where he preached his doctrine of freedom to the oppressed blacks throughout the country. However, USA officials disapproves of his activities and he was imprisoned, then deported. Back in Jamaica in 1927, he continued his political activity, forming the People's Political Party in 1929. He was unsuccessful in national elections, but won a seat on the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation, KSAC. But the world of the 1930s was not ready for Garvey's progressive ideas. He left Jamaica again, this time for England, where he died in 1940. His body was brought back to Jamaica in 1964 and buried in the National Heroes Park in Kingston. Garvey's legacy can be summed up in the philosophies he taught: race pride, the need for African unity, self-reliance, the need for black people to be organized, and for rulers to govern on behalf of the working classes. So yes, Sir Marcus Garvey, known for his philosophies, his leadership skills, and his well-known doctrine of self-reliance. You know, we can use so much of his teaching, so much of his way of life, so much of his thought processes based on what has been written down. And you can go ahead and do your own research on Marcus Garvey because, you know, trust me, man, Marcus Garvey is one of the greatest of our timeline, meaning recent history. 1887 is just the other day compared to some other history of black people. But just to have such a great leadership figure to look up to is everything. And I'm happy that as a young youth, we embodied him. And I remember the first time I saw his image when I went to Marcus Garvey Technical High School. And I looked up on the wall and saw that they had a big mural of him on the wall, painted on the wall. And I looked up at the picture and said, you know what? This man looks like me. And I laugh, you know. But it was just like a, you know, thing where you say to yourself, you know, from then, I knew I had to follow through with some of his philosophies and life and his whole outlook. So yes, man, today I'm birthday. I just want to show some appreciation to the legend, to the great man, and to his family. I just want them to know we appreciate Marcus Garvey very much. And if he was alive today, let me ask this question. If Marcus Garvey was alive today, would you have joined his People's Political Party? leave your answer in the comment section, okay? If Marcus Garvey was alive today, would you join his People's Political Party? You know what I mean? That would be interesting. Me are the first one to sign up. You know, me are the first one to sign up. But it tells a lot about the mindset back then and how Marcus Garvey achieving these great things in life. And even though a few black people knew about it, they didn't take it very serious, you know. And if he was alive, let's say up until probably late 90s, you know, because he was 52 when he died, he would have been the first Jamaican billionaire, you know. But yeah, kudos to Marcus Garvey, you know, paying a lot of homage and respect to him and his family. You know, I mean, he passed on gone, but we still respect his thought process, his teaching, and the philosophies that he has left us with. Yes. Also, I would like to share some of his favorite quotes, you know, and you can go and research and look them up on Google, but I would like to share a few with you that I think we can use in today's society with all that's taking place around us. You know what I mean? Self-reliance is very important, but more so we need to, as black people, as Jamaicans, we need to start help one another. We need to start help our brothers and sisters. We need to start to, you know, be more mindful of each other and not just ourselves, you know. Yeah, so in the 1920s, Marcus Garvey established the Negro Factories Corporation, which included a chain of grocery stores, see that? Restaurants, a publishing house, which provides scores of jobs to the black African American. Garvey would go on to be an orator for the black nationalism movement, later inspiring a global movement known as Garveyism. This movement would in turn inspire the Nation of Islam and the Rastafari movement. Marcus Garvey left us with numerous inspiring quotes on love, intelligence, racism, emancipation, and confidence that are still as powerful and relevant as they were a century ago. And as I said before, I'll share a few of them with you. You can go and research, and you know, there's tons of them. But some inspirational one that I have used in my personal life to help empower the mindset and my focus. Intelligence rules the world, but ignorance carries the burden. And trust me, our people know that best. I'll say it again. Intelligence rules the world. Ignorance carries the burden. The ends you serve that are selfish will take you no further than yourself. But the ends you serve that are for all in common will take you into eternity. Yes, and I believe that. So we still call Marcus Garvey name because, you know, him serve a greater purpose in life. So basically what that is saying is you cannot be selfish. You know what I mean? You have to help each other. That's how we build legends. That's how we build businessmen. That's how we build confident people overall. You know what I mean? Help. You have to help each other. You know? We all have a gift, and that gift can be merged. And when that gift merge and we multiply and can carry out certain duties, elevate each other, then we will see success beyond our belief. Another quote: "It is your mind that rules the body. You cannot go further than that mind to seek truth and to know the truth and to react to the truth." Basically, it's your mindset. You have to have a strong mindset in life. What you have on your mind and what the plan that you have for yourself will help to direct you in life. You know what I mean? Yes, ma'am. I continue, and I quote: "You at this time can only be destroyed by yourselves, from within and not from without. You have reached the point where the victory is to be won from within and can only be lost from within." True, powerful. So whatever traumatic experience you go through, you can overcome that with the sheer willpower of what you have inside. Basically, that's what he's saying. You know, you have to have a stronger will on the inside so people can get to you and, you know, coerce you if you do certain things. Basically, you have to know if you control the emotion and control the mindset. You know what I mean? This one is interesting. And I quote: "Take advantage of every opportunity. Where there is none, make it for yourselves." Yes, man. Yeah, man. Take some chances. God will help. God shine light, but only when you step off into the darkness. Believe that, you know? That's where you shine the light. Him not gonna shine light on you if you're in the light. You have to step off into the darkness for him to come to your rescue. So that's what Marcus Garvey is basically saying. You know what I mean? You have to do it. "The pen is mightier than the sword, but the tongue is mightier than them both put together." Yes, so that one they go for the artists, they may say them not influential and them music not influence nobody. Yeah, that one they go for. Yeah, words are power. You know what I mean? Words are power, words are frequency. And they will influence, you know, and they can also corrupt. Believe that. Another quote from Marcus Garvey: liberate the minds of men, and ultimately you will liberate the bodies of men. I'm dedicating that one to our government. You know, liberate the minds of men, and ultimately you liberate the bodies of men. It's full time now. We have some form of educational reform in Jamaica and start to zoom in on what's important, so we can give our people access and also accommodate their personality that can be used to elevate our people and carry out some duty, you know. We need to start to pay much more attention to the younger generation. So, yeah, like I say, everything that Marcus Garvey probably said is relevant today, you know what I mean? And that is why he's one of my greatest national heroes. Yeah, I'm a daddy. We take Marcus Garvey like I'm a father, you know what I mean? Yes, man. Another quote: if you haven't confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you have won even before you have started. Yeah, confidence do a lot and goes a long way. And a lot of Jamaicans, we have confidence, but sometimes when they're around other Jamaicans, they make me feel less confident. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because all Jamaicans are stars, you know? All of us are stars. It's just that we're amongst other stars, so we know sometimes we feel like a star. But all of us are stars. Just find your little light and fan it so it blazes a little higher. You know what I mean? Yes, man, give thanks. And I'll share another quote from Marcus Garvey: I trust that you will so live today as to realize that you are masters of your own destiny, masters of your fate. If there is anything you want in this world, it is for you to strike out with confidence and faith in self and reach for it. Yes, man. Very, very profound and quality quotes that we can use to inspire us in our downtime and even in our everyday lives. Marcus Garvey, yes, one of the greatest teachers of all time, you know. And let me share this last one with you. And like I said, you can go and research and you will find a lot of them very interesting read too. And it's good to just read a lot about Marcus Garvey. Because one of the things, you know, when you read the real history of Marcus Garvey, you realize that Marcus Garvey failure wasn't always the white people against him. Yeah, him have that obstacle, but blacks too help him fail. They didn't believe in him at certain point, and this day in him, you know, because I'm a Jamaican and he did have a little touch of that aggressiveness there. You know what I mean? Yes, man. But he was very brilliant. Can read a lot. I think when he got deported, his wife sent back home. I read somewhere, you know. Them send home like 18,000 books back to him. Just imagine that, 18,000 books. So Marcus Garvey was a very, very, very avid reader, you know, and just a read and educate himself. He also represented himself in court. So I assure you, this man was a great man. You know, Black Star Line, just imagine owning a ship in the early 19th century. You know, big company and sell stocks in it and stuff like that. You know, amazing. You know, printry, grocery stores and all these stuff. So, trust me, man, Marcus Garvey is a great leader. In comparison to him, I would say Michael Lee Chin kind of embodies some of his character. You know, him have that aura about him and the characteristic of, you know, doing well, you know, doing good for society and stuff like that. So, them two, they're my leader then. Yeah, man, definitely. And like I said, I'll share this last quote from Marcus Garvey with you. Let no voice but your own speaks to you from the depths. Let no influence but your own raise you up in time of peace and in time of war. Hear all, but attend only to that which concerns you. Another one I would like to read. Let me just put another one on it. Among some of the organized methods used to control the world is a thing known and called propaganda. And we know that all in Jamaica, the blogs, from the newspaper to the news, the blog and everything. Yes, man, propaganda. False news, we don't care, we just ruin people's life. Yes, man. Everything Marcus Garvey said, we still can relate today. Trust me. Propaganda has done more to defeat the good intentions of races and nations than even open warfare. Go to work in the morn of a new creation until you have reached the highest of self-progress, and from that pinnacle bestow upon the world a civilization of your own. Look for me in a whirlwind or a storm. So yes, thanks for watching this episode. Marcus Garvey has said, I just want to big him up on his birthday. You know what I mean? Yes man, Marcus Garvey, born 1887, August 17, and died 1940, June 10. Yeah, he was 52 when he passed, so you know, same did still young. One of his greatest, I would say, disappointment is not, unifying black people to a greater extent, and him, he was a bit broken-hearted, based on the articles I've read about not, getting to that pinnacle where we couldn't rise up black people and we see. But we're still struggling, but there's hope. And like I said, everything he mentioned relevant today. And just for him to achieve all that he has in back then, early 19th centuries, yes man, show you the kind of great man he is. You know what I mean? So, happy birthday to Marcus Garvey, our first national hero and one of the greatest black leaders of recent history. So, thank you for watching this episode. Please subscribe to the channel and remember to share my content. I hope you have a blessed day. Enough respect. Marcus Garvey all the way. Self-reliance. See you next time.